Hi everybody, welcome back to Cat's Book Nut. Today is November 1st, so this is going to be my October wrap-up video. This month I finished 13 books and did not finish one. Out of the 13 books, I had 7 5-stars, 5 4-stars, and 1 3-star. That's pretty good for the month of October. Out of all of that, I had, sorry, I'm looking at my list while I'm talking to you guys. 2, 3 physical and 10 audiobooks. That's wow, I didn't realize how many audiobooks I got through last month until I just said that. So without too much rambling, let me tell you guys what I read. If you guys have followed the weekly wrap-up videos, you guys probably already know what I've gotten through and what I did not finish. Actually, let me start with the did not finish book, as this one was a little bit odd for me. I didn't finish Homegoing. I love the story. I loved the way it was written. I got to a part in the book that I just could not emotionally get past. She starts talking about the Fugitive Slave Law Act of 1850, and there was an event that happened in this kid's life. I don't know if it was actual truth or if it's based on research or whatnot, but just the events that happened in that one story after going through the first 5 stories, something about the storyline I couldn't get with when they were in America and they were going through everything, and just, yeah, it was, if you've read it, you probably know which parts I'm talking about. If you haven't, please go pick it up because it is very well written, very well researched. The story is very gripping. I didn't want to put it down, but emotionally I could not get past some of the things that happened. So that was the did not finish book. The 3-star book that I did, I only had 1 3-star book. It was an audiobook, and that was Noah's Compass by Ann Taylor. With this one, it was a story about a mediocre guy who had something very mediocre happen to him. He's trying to figure out what's going on, and he ends up in a relationship with someone who's married, and he didn't want to end up in that sort of relationship at all. And he's 60 something, and it was meh. I almost DNF'd this one too because I'm like, life is too short to waste good time on meh stories, because I didn't care. I didn't care if he found out who committed the crime. I didn't care that he was in a relationship with a married woman. Yes, she comes off a little bit needy there towards the end of it, but I didn't care. I zoned out so badly in this book that I can't tell you all of what happened with it. Yeah. So, if you've read Ann Taylor, please let me know if that's her typical style of writing, and if it is, thanks for the warning. I probably will not pick her back up. Alright, moving on. 4-star books. So, the first 4-star book, and when I read these physically, I gave them 4 stars. They're not my favorite Patricia Briggs books, but they are pretty good. And that's Dragon Bones and Dragon Blood. I got to listen to these in audiobook form this time, and I've read them in physical form several times, but both were 4 stars. The longest book that I've ever listened to was Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett. This was a 4-star audiobook. The narration was very good. It was super long. I don't really I think I actually gave it a 4.5 on Goodreads. And I don't know, I can't tell you what I took off the half a star for. But that was one audiobook that I finished. Wow. Just wow. And then I finished the third book in the Beautiful Creatures series, Beautiful Chaos. That was a 4-star. Linger by Maggie Stiefvater. Sorry, one of these days I'll figure out how to do these pictures on YouTube and not have to worry about showing you guys stuff on my phone. But Linger by Maggie Stiefvater, it's the second book in the Mercy Falls, Wolves of Mercy Falls series. I think it's a series at this point because she does have a companion novel out for it, but probably not going to pick that one up. So those were the 5 4-star books that I read. Starting with the 5-star books, audiobooks. For audiobooks, we have, gotta find it. I read Every Hearted Doorway by Shannon McGuire earlier this year, but the audiobook was just as good. It was phenomenal. I'm glad I put it on hold and got the chance to listen to it. I started a cross-stitch project, and listening to that book, doing that project while listening to the book was really good. Another audiobook, The View from the Cheap Seats by Neil Gaiman. Phenomenal. It's got all of his speeches, his introductions to the books that he's introduced. It's got his thoughts on different people, and his whole thing is, if you make art or you've got a situation going on and you can't seem to find your way out of it, make good art. If you can make good art, you can make the best of the situation and keep right on going. So make good art. That was fantastic. I love Neil Gaiman anyway, so that was a really good book. The other 5-star books, audiobooks that I listened to, Cress. This is the 3rd book in the Lunar Chronicles trilogy. And then Life After Life by Kate Atkinson, which you can see my notes. I actually did a review of this, which I will link in the description box below so you guys can check it out. I like this book. I will end up reading A God in Ruin at some point, probably in December, just because I have 20 books to get through in the month of November. It's gonna be a long month. Physical book, 5-star physical books that I got through 3 of these, and A Beautiful Terrible Thing by Jen Waite is a memoir that she wrote it very, very well. I connected with the story. It was fantastic. Shadow of Night by Deborah Harkness, 2nd book in the All Souls trilogy, which I have the 3rd one over there. I just haven't picked it up yet. Really good, very slow to start off with. So that was a little bit, but the ending for this book made up for the beginning. So 5 stars. And then I read The Refrigerator Monologues by Catherine M. Valente. It was very short, I think 130 pages. But it's comic book based with the 6 of the dead girlfriends from various storylines. It was pretty good. Because it introduced how the girlfriends ended up in the story with the boyfriends and the superheroes. Pretty good. And with that, I think that's everything this month. So, short-ish video. Looking forward to the month of November, and that's it. Have a good night, guys. Bye.